Hi, Mr. Stevens. Thank you so much for joining me today for this meeting to talk about Maple Grove Subs and our current social media plan and the benefits, importance, and potential integration of adding it with our traditional media. So I promise I won't take up too much of your time today, but just to get started, a little bit of insight as to what we're going to discuss today for our meeting agenda. I'd like to begin with just a little bit of insight and introduction into social media. What is it? What is the hype about it? What is the benefits, etc.? Then I'd like to dive a little deeper into different types of social media platforms, including their effectiveness rating at this moment, and then compare and contrast traditional media and social media. I know us here at Maple Groves are huge fans of traditional media, and so I'd really like to use that as comparison for social media. And then media integration. That's just really combining together traditional media with social media. And then I have a few case study examples and success stories I'd love to share with you of super effective media integration techniques used by other companies. And then lastly, what does this mean for our company? What does this mean for Maple Grove's subs? So, without any hesitation, let's get started. So some insight into social media. First off, the nature of social media. It is participative. Everyone is involved. It is a very active audience. It's collaborative. Everyone can join in the conversation. Everyone has something they can contribute and add to the conversation. Social media evolved over time. It began with MySpace years ago, and since then has developed and changed. And even social media platforms that are still very popular, like Facebook, are still evolving over time. For example, Facebook currently just added a live video option to keep up with Snapchat, another current new upcoming social media platform. It also builds a feedback loop, which I'll get into a little bit later. And then the growth of social media in recent years has just been amazing. Would you believe it that right now there are over 3 billion users of social media? It's crazy. 3 billion users. That's a huge potential target audience. Also, in recent years, and to look forward to continuing in 2017 and 2018, there's more marketing influencers. And 92% of individuals say that they would trust social media word of mouth over traditional marketing techniques. This is huge. 92% of the population would use social media word of mouth. Also, over 2/3 of small businesses, just like Maple Grove Subs, are currently on social media. This means our competitors, our other small business restaurants around us, are likely to be on social media. Also, mobile traffic. If you look around nowadays, people are constantly like that, nose in their phone. Mobile traffic is huge. People spend hours upon hours every single day using their mobile device. And lastly, the effectiveness of social media has continued to grow and to prove itself in previous years. And I will touch on the effectiveness of social media in the next slide whenever we talk about individual social media platforms. And then some benefits, accessibility. As I said, 92% of people use social media. 3 billion people are on social media, and people are constantly on their phones. That means social media methods and tactics are so highly accessible to our target audience, to our consumers. Other benefits, chatbots. I'll get into what chatbots are a little bit later in another example that I have of a success case, a success story. But chatbots help us with customer service, productivity, content consumption. So social media is helping us push our product out there, helping us communicate with our audience. Paid social is another thing that's going to continue to grow in social media and has grown in social media in recent years. This includes buy now buttons, shop now buttons, order online, etc. This could be huge for us as a customer-driven company. So, a few social media platforms. There's tons of them out there. Here's a list, and broken down by each social media platform is their individual effectiveness at this point in time. As you can see here, Facebook is the #1 most effective platform being used, closely followed by YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and then LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google+, and other platforms fall down the road. This shows me that this is where our efforts should be focused: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. I know we do currently have a Facebook page. However, we're not posting on there very frequently, so I don't think that we are reaching the maximum 66% of effectiveness using this form of social media only and using this form of social media the way we are now. Again, later on in my presentation, whenever I discuss a little bit more about what all of this means for Maple Grove Subs, I will come back to our Facebook page, but it is important to note that right now Facebook is 66% effective. Now, in terms of traditional and social media, what's the difference? How are they alike? How are they different? Well, the number one difference is probably quality. Traditional media, it is a bit of a higher quality. However, with that, it is higher costs, larger teams, etc. So though the output is of higher quality, it also takes a lot more to get that higher quality. Social media is a little bit lower quality, meaning it's low cost and free. It doesn't cost any money to have these social media platforms. The audience. For traditional media, it's centralized in a very passive audience. Think of, for example, you're sitting around in your living room eating dinner with your wife one night and you're watching TV. It's likely during the commercials that you'll use that time to catch up on your day. At that point, you're being a passive audience for traditional media. However, social media is decentralized. This means that it begins with the consumer and it's an active audience. Whenever the audience is engaging in social media, that's exactly what they're doing, is they're engaging and they're being an active audience, an active participant, and fully consuming the information that is being relayed to them. That leads me to the point of communication. In traditional media, it is one way. This is mass marketing. It's from the business to many to all. Whereas opposed to social media is two-way communication, as I said, that consumer engagement is huge with social media, and it's a one-to-one marketing. There are numerous companies out there who clients will reach out to them on Twitter, and the company will actually respond back via tweet. For example, on our Facebook page, we have consumers write on there what they like and do not like about our product. We can use social media to market to them one-on-one. For example, if someone's unhappy with the sub that they receive, we can respond, we can nip it in the bud before a rumor spreads or before our reputation gets, maybe thrown out the window or potentially dragged through the mud, and we can apologize for the situation. We can own up to the situation. We could even offer a solution or some sort of extend a hand in offering, maybe a free sub on us next time. So that's just an example of one-on-one marketing that you get with social media. Traditional media, unfortunately, is less accessed nowadays, whereas social media, because of mobile devices, people are constantly using social media. Social media is easily shared and easily accessible. And then lastly, time is huge when it comes to traditional and social media. I already discussed how traditional media takes a little bit longer, including higher costs and larger teams, to create, but it also has an expiration date and a schedule. You have to plan further in advance. You decide ahead of time when your traditional media will air, and then from there, it may not be prevalent. Whereas opposed to social media, it can live on forever. People can screenshot and keep that forever. Posts stay alive forever. But most importantly, in regards to time for social media, it can happen in real time. People are craving instantaneous, momentary updates with life. Example, Snapchat. It's current situations. Facebook going to Facebook Live, offering that. I think Google Plus is even bringing out a live system. Consumers are craving real-time updates. That's an awesome benefit of social media. However, you cannot have traditional media and social media alone. You can, but it won't be as effective. So what I'm proposing is the key of integration. Integrating social media and traditional media marketing efforts. This is where we will find our maximum results. So earlier, when I was discussing the benefits of social media, I discussed the social media feedback cycle. First, a consumer purchases and uses a product, or in our case, purchases a sub, consumes the sub. They then form an opinion. Good or bad, they'll have an opinion. They will turn directly to their social media site to share that opinion. This will generate talk. Hopefully for Maple Grove Subs, it'll generate good talk because we have delicious subs that deliver. So, from there, as our consumers generate buzz on social media, their friends, their social media friends will see this buzz and then take Maple Grove Subs into consideration. This is the social feedback cycle. Now, interactivity of the two, how do we integrate them? How do they become interactive? Well, I'll use a great example with Lay's potato chips in a moment, but things like QR codes, hashtags, etc. are huge for integrating. So, for example, we may have a campaign going on, and we introduce this campaign on traditional media, and then at the end of our commercial flashes a hashtag. Maybe hashtag Maple Grove Subs delivers, or hashtag Maple Grove Sub Day Sundays, to promote. Maybe every Sunday we have a campaign where we do $1 off subs. So we're saying, make every Sunday a sub day with Maple Grove Subs. So we'll have this hashtag flash up at the end of our traditional media. People will then turn to social media, search that hashtag. Maybe when they search that hashtag, that brings them to our Instagram page. On our Instagram page, we have a QR code that leads them to a discount, an extra $2 off of subs, or free delivery for our subs. So this is how we can integrate traditional and social media for maximum results. So I discussed the Lay's potato chip example. I want to dive a little bit deeper into this. So Lay's potato chip company, they did an awesome job with this. They decided they wanted some new chip flavors. So they went to social media and traditional media both, and they told consumers, we are looking for you, our consumers, to help us find the next great potato chip flavor. So they did. Consumers flocked. Consumers designed their best ideas for potato chips. Lay's decided which ones were the best, created the product. So these new chip flavors were introduced via traditional media. This was the initial product introduction. This is commercials, this is magazine ads, things that we are doing here at Maple Grove Subs, traditional media, what you, Mr. Stevens, love. Then what they did to take it a step further, to encourage people to buy the product and get engaged in the conversation, is they turned to social media and they asked for their fans to vote for their favorite. So as you can see in this picture here, this is on Maple Grove's not Maple Grove's, that's us. It's on Lay's website. We have 3 flavors here: crispy taco, everything bagel, and fried green tomatoes. You can go and you can vote. Not only can you vote on which product is your favorite, which new flavor is your favorite, you can also scroll down and meet the finalists. So here you can see Ellen, who created the crispy taco. You can learn a little bit more about her. This is consumer engagement. Really, really beautiful example of prime integration of traditional and social media. Another example of this integration and really using social media as a positive is used by Taco Bell, one of everyone's favorite fast food restaurants. They've created a thing called Taco Bot. This is artificial intelligence that they are using to help their customers order tacos online. Now, with this being a fast food restaurant and us being a fast food restaurant, I could see this being extremely beneficial for us, just as it was for Taco Bell. So Taco Bot, I've put a picture right here in the presentation for you, but what you can do is you can log on. It uses artificial intelligence, and you can ask it questions and place online orders. So I could ask, I could say I would like to order a beef burrito supreme. And then I could say, I don't really remember what comes on that. Let me ask. Hold on, what comes on this? Taco Bot will respond to me and say it comes with salsa and sour cream and cheese and tomatoes. And oh no, well, I'm allergic to tomatoes. So I'll respond to Taco Bot. So I would like my burrito supreme, no tomatoes. I have a food allergy. And then it says, great, we got it. It will repeat your order back to you. Would you like to place your order? Yes, absolutely. All you have to do is show up at Taco Bell, and there you go. Your taco's ready. You never even had to speak to a soul. Taco Bell, it has the link to this on their Instagram, their Facebook, their Twitter bios. There's a mobile app. You can access it online. And they use traditional media to sell this idea of Taco Bot. This is something that I really believe can be super beneficial for us here at Maple Grove Subs. Now, our Facebook, as I said, right now, we're only posting about 1 to 2 posts per month. And for the most part, we have more user-generated content posts than we generate posts. These are sometimes good and sometimes bad. I think we need to improve on our Facebook page, as well as developing other forms of social media, using hashtags such as hashtag MG Subday Sundays or Maple Grove Delivers. If we have an increased presence on social media and use this cross-platform integration, I truly believe that we here at Maple Grove Subs will be even more successful than we already are. Thank you.